Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 6 of the Barnburner Podcast. I'm Owen, and I'm, of course, joined by my co-host, Michael. And it is very fresh into January 22nd. It is 12:30 a.m. We're doing a late episode today. Figured we'd do it a little bit later because there were some games still going on. They're pretty much all finishing up now, or at least they're getting there. So at least we can cover anything crazy that happened in tonight's games. I don't really think there was anything. A lot of blowouts tonight.
Nothing really too interesting.
Crosby got a hat trick today.
Yeah, against Columbus. He always.
Yep. Guy loves playing them.
Yeah.
Always. Them, the Flyers, every team pretty much.
And the Metro. Yeah, every team.
Yeah. All right, we have a decent.
Well, I was gonna say, when we played some pond hockey today.
Yeah, that was fun.
Pretty fun.
That's my first time playing hockey in like 3 years. I still have it, kind of. Better than I was expecting.
Yeah.
We have some sort of 2v2 tournament tomorrow at a friend's house. We're partners, so
we'll see how that goes.
Wish us luck.
Yeah.
I don't even know how I don't even know if we're gonna end up having to be able to do it because with all the people that we have a buddy who wants to watch the Niners play, which is understandable.
Yeah,
it could be their last game of the season.
I kind of wanted to watch it too, but I mean,
if the Oilers were in a Game 7 and we had this tournament, I'm not going.
I'm not going. No.
To the tournament.
I'm not going to Game 3 of a playoff. I'm not going. Like if it's the Leafs, I'm not going to anything.
Yeah,
I'm watching the game.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we have a pretty decent agenda.
Oh yeah, Torres said that since like so our friend Mateo, he's a Niners fan. He's not going to the tournament because of the Niners.
So Torres wants to play goalie?
His partner, yeah. So Torres said he's going to bring his equipment.
Nice.
If he's not going to be there.
He's actually good at goalie, bro.
He is.
Dude, he was playing unreal today on the pond, man.
He's actually good. He's a good player.
Yeah, I know.
And like he's a goalie.
Guy made some like goal line saves.
He's wearing his fucking his goalie skates, skating around.
Yeah.
He's got nice hands. Too.
Yeah, that pond was pretty good. I'm surprised we found such a smooth pond.
If Jez found it earlier, we would have been there.
Yeah, that would have been nice. We would have had more time.
It got dark at 5:00.
Yeah, it sucks. We stayed till like 5:45.
Yeah, imagine
Ish.
like in the summer, just fucking playing pond hockey. Like if that was a thing.
Yeah, if it's possible, we'll play till midnight.
Like it's like it doesn't get dark till 9. Like we just be there all day.
That's why we should start playing roller hockey in the summer.
Yeah, I'm like we always say that like because I live by a school.
And then we never buy rollerblades.
Yeah, I don't even. They're way too small. But.
Also, we have some good news. We've been talking about the men's league that we've been like trying to get into. I think we're aiming to start in like April or May. We are finally kind of putting together the roster. We're listing everybody down as like maybes, yeses, no's, stuff like that. So we're finally putting the roster together. So far, I think we have 6 forwards that are like guarantees. So I think it's me, you, Kez, Joe, who was on last week's episode, which, by the way, we hope you guys enjoyed that one, and give us any like recommendations you have for future like interviews, quote unquote.
A few friends of ours.
When it's our friends, it's not really easy to do an interview. But if we have like a guy that we don't really know, we'll write some questions down that we would ask if the time ever comes for that.
But yeah, some of our friends said that they thought it was funny, the interview with Joe, like all his stories.
That's the benefit of having Joe, and we'll have him back a couple times, like for sure, more times in the future.
Yeah.
He's just one of those guys who you can have over and over again, and he's always got something else that's stupid to say. That's pretty entertaining.
Yeah.
So anyways, yeah, so I think so then his buddy Adrian Rebello, who we're planning on having on the podcast at some point, and then I think they have another guy from their team. And then for defense, we've got our buddy Mahav, and then another guy from Joe's team who's disgusting.
We're going to be so good.
Best player on
We're
going to
be so good.
I know.
And
then hopefully one of our other buddies will end up playing, and then we have Torres as our goalie. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited. I mean, realistically, the ideal situation is we get 7 forwards so that we have an extra guy just in case someone doesn't show up, and like 4 defensemen. We need like if Garner ends up like playing for sure, then we only need 1 more defenseman. Maybe Kazi will play.
What's the roster like? capacity?
What do you mean?
Like
I don't know.
maximum, like,
I'm not even sure, to be honest with you.
cause I think 3 forwards lines is good, and then like 2 and 3D. I think that's fair.
Well, I think the thing is, like, that's the ideal thing, but like, we could probably get 3 forward lines and 3D pairings if all of the people we asked were just automatically in. You know what I mean? Like, I'm fine with 2 forward lines and the extra forward because that's what Mahav has played with in the past for his men's leagues. And like 4D, maybe you want to aim for 5 because you always want to have the extra guy just in case. But worst comes to worst, we can like ask somebody to sub in one night.
Or just
come in and
random
play.
guys. Like, who knows?
Yeah,
Like, who
true,
cares?
true.
Our team's already good enough. God. Like, what league? There's gotta be like a rep men's league. Not really rep.
I'm
but,
not
like,
sure. I'm not even sure what league they're looking at.
We'd probably be playing against like the younger
probably
age group of men's league because like no way we're
God
playing
help
against
me.
4-year-olds. Like
Yeah.
they can't catch up. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, we're gonna have some pretty good stories coming out of those games. I don't know how many games we'll be playing a week. Maybe 1 or 2, probably.
I feel like Joe shouldn't get as many penalties. I feel like he's gonna get kicked out or something. Like, I feel like
No, Joe doesn't play like a goon in men's league. He's a superstar. He had 7 goals and 4 assists in his last men's league game. Like, it's actually insane how shitty a men's league is in comparison to junior A. Like, Joe is, and it's like the case too when like you hear these stories about like fourth liners in the NHL just tearing up the European like a European league.
Yeah.
It's crazy how good those guys are but they're just not as good as the top talent guys in the world. It's like, but then their gap and everybody else's is so big.
Yeah.
Like, and Joe's buddy Rebs, he's like good. Like, he's skilled even at junior A, so he's gonna be tearing it up if and when he joins. I think he's pretty much in, so it's gonna be exciting.
God, yeah, we better be we're gonna be playing against another junior A team with all the guys.
The way Kez was playing today on the pond, I won't expect any passes from him, but
No.
he was flying around out there. So that'll
usually
be
on the
exciting.
ice, it's me setting up everyone, and then
Yeah,
you.
I'm just gonna put the puck on your or Kez's stick and let you guys do the magic.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't score goals. I'm not a goal scorer. Never.
You should just be
will
like Joe. You should be the Joe of our team because like, just like agitate
The
people.
goon?
You should just like
Yeah.
agitate.
Oh yeah. If
Or
Mahav's
just
on the
chirp.
ice, I'm going ham on chirping guys left, right, and center. If anyone's got a bird cage that's not a teenager, oh baby,
Yeah.
you better watch the fuck out. I'm gonna chirp them.
I mean, you have
Hey
one,
Tweety,
but like,
get the fuck off the ice. Yeah, but I can't. I mean, I could wear a visor. I guess I'm 19 now, but I could have wear one anyways. What's the age?
18, I think.
Yeah, we could. Yeah, we could wear a
No,
visor.
but
I'm not
it's
wearing
not
a
that
fucking visor.
serious. Like,
Because then I
wear a
can't get
cape.
punched through the cage.
Yeah.
I'm invincible.
Imagine we getting just
I could
fight
chirp all I
a
want.
fight our first game and get kicked out.
Oh, Mahav and Joe are looking for fights.
Yeah.
Mahav and Joe are gonna go out there just chirping the shit
And
out
it's
of
funny,
people.
like my dad plays men's league, and like he tells me all the time that like these guys get so competitive and they just get
Yeah,
they
that's
get so
that's
angry.
exactly what it is,
Yeah.
man. It's gonna be insane,
And
dude.
my
it's
dad
gonna be
thinks it's
crazy.
hilarious. So like imagine like just these young kids just fucking messing around with.
Yeah, I
these
know.
guys.
They get pissed.
Yeah.
The Green Machine guy on TikTok, I'm saving that. I'm saving his chirp for myself. The go up to the goalie if the goalie's having a rough night, go up to him and say, "Buddy, I've seen Google Docs that save more than you, pal." Just let him know he's terrible in net.
That'd be Antonio, our friend.
Yeah. God.
Anyways, what were we talking?
All right, so let's start pelting through this list here. Starting with the Buffalo Sabres. We haven't really talked much about the Sabres in a good manner since this podcast started. I don't even know how much we've talked about them in general, but Jack Quinn. So any Sabres fans listening to this, there's not many of you out there, but if there are any of you listening to this, Jack Quinn, I think he's 19. I think was he drafted
Maybe 20.
in 2020, yeah. So I believe he's 9th overall. He scored his first NHL goal yesterday against the Dallas Stars, and he got an assist as well, so his first 2 points. And his
Snipe.
goal was an absolute snipe. I mean, he's a little small. He kind of reminds me of Jack Hughes in like from a body type perspective. Like he's tall, but he's also not exactly NHL ready in terms of body size. So he might be injury riddled. Like if he gets roughed
Isn't
up,
he injured?
he's already getting an MRI for a potential lower body injury. So
God.
he could be out already after playing just 2 games. I think the Eichel trade is the best thing that happened to the Sabres, honestly. Like, obviously, Eichel's a great player, top 15 player in the league. With Vegas, he'll probably boost himself to being, like, top 10, playing with Stone and, like, Pacioretty. But, I mean, Alex Tuch is super underrated.
And, like, he actually enjoys playing there. Like Eichel.
Tuch?
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what's the point?
I don't know if Eichel had that same
I mean, he probably did at the beginning,
love.
but, like, now he's...
Yeah, now he was just tired of it. Yeah, true. Like Alex Tuch said it was a dream come true to play for the Sabres, and I seriously thought that he was just saying that to say it when he got traded, and then I looked it up and realized he would have been a Sabres fan. I didn't know he was, but he didn't. I don't think he was born in Buffalo. I think he grew up in one of like the nearby areas, and so I figured because on location he was probably a Sabres fan, and then I saw a post that he was, and I mean, man. He was super pumped up when Quinn scored his first goal. Like it's good to have guys like that. I'm gonna be like observing like when Dylan Holloway or Broberg ever score their first goals. I'm gonna be making sure to like keep an eye on the players around them and see if they get as excited as Tuch got for Quinn. Because holy cow! And Skinner picked up the puck for him.
Yeah.
By the way, on the topic of the Sabres, I'm gonna cover a bunch. Jeff Skinner. Sure, maybe it's not a $9 million year. Or how much is he making? 7?
9.
7? 9? I mean, he's got like 15 goals. Like he's been playing good hockey.
Everyone
Again, it's not 9 million,
no,
but
definitely not 9 million. Like William
it's definitely
Nylander
not 9 million.
Making 6.9.
That's a good contract, man.
Like now,
that's a crazy
now
good
it's
contract.
a good contract.
Yeah, back then maybe not, but right now that is
play.
Looking very nice. Yeah, missed half a year. Speaking of, well, actually, you know what? I don't want to get off track. I feel like we do that too much. I'm gonna just get rid of the Buffalo stuff, and then I'll rip into Rangers fans for a bit. I love ripping into Rangers fans.
But do you see the Buffalo jerseys, the black ones?
What are your thoughts on those?
I don't know. I feel like when did they get rid of the black one? Like those ones?
Are those the 05 jerseys?
I don't know, cause like I didn't watch hockey when they had those, so it's like I don't know.
It's funny. Growing up, I always that was always the Sabres logo for me because I used to have, I don't know if you remember that poster I used to have on my basement wall of the conferences back when Detroit was still a Western team. The Sabres logo on that poster was that gray and red one.
I never thought of Buffalo like that. I always thought of them as the blue and yellow. So like it's not.
By the way, their jerseys too. That like they're like that royal blue is so good.
Yeah,
they're so clean.
They just changed their. I thought like.
It was like last year.
Yeah, I saw something that they're either changing their jerseys to that again, the black ones.
No. I think it's like an alternate. Yeah, I think it's an alternate jersey.
Yeah, thank God. I was like, those jerseys are so sick. Why are they changing them?
Yeah, I know.
But yeah,
and they look even better in person too. Like I saw thousands of them at the Sabres game back in November.
Nice.
They're even nicer in person, and like on the ice too. Watching the guys skate around, watching Darlene play 40 minutes. I swear to God, it seemed like Darlene was on the ice the entire fucking game. Like, no word of a lie. I think that guy was on the ice the entire game, and he doesn't break a sweat. While we're on the topic of it, Darlene, he gets a lot of hate because he always has the worst plus minus in the league every year. The guy's playing 25 minutes a night on well, not anymore, but the shittiest team in the NHL. Of course, he's going to be like a minus 40. Peyton Krebs, who also came from Vegas with Tuch, he's really good.
Is he on Buffalo or is he in the AHL?
I think when he came, so he was playing with Vegas. He was on their third line, and then when he got traded to Buffalo, they put him down to the Rochester team with like Quinn and everybody, and he was tearing it up there. And then he actually came up to the NHL before Quinn. He was the first guy to get called up. I think him and Peterka came up at the same time.
Dave Peterka?
And yeah. And I think he got hurt or something, but either way, I don't think he's currently on the roster. And while we're on the topic of Peterka, I want to look up his stats because I haven't really heard much about him. Anyways, Owen Power, we've already talked about him on the podcast and how I admitted I was wrong about him. So that's another. Him and Darlene are going to be an unreal pair in a couple of years. Especially with all this experience that Power's getting playing against men potentially at the Olympics. He already played the World Championships in the summer. He might have 3 gold medals under his belt before he even plays an NHL game.
those aren't really men, though.
Yeah, they're shit.
No,
some of them.
The World Juniors, they're all, young and,
No, World Championships.
Wait, what's the World...
He played...
Oh, right.
It's the summer tournament, yeah.
But I thought when you said that, I thought you were talking about...
No, not the World Juniors.
When they won the
He's
gold
way
medal.
better than
Didn't
the
they
World
win the
Juniors.
gold against Russia?
Yeah, they won that gold.
Against Michkov and,
Mangiapane was on Canada.
No, but you know what I'm talking about? When Bedard scored that unreal backhand goal, he told you.
Oh, no. That was so that's the U18 World Championships.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
The one I'm talking about is the one when how in the summer.
Yeah.
It's the guys that don't make the
Nick
playoffs.
Paul
they
scored
go
the
play.
winner.
Yeah, that one. Assisted by Connor Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, he won the gold on that team, and he might win the gold at the Olympics if he goes and if Canada wins, and then he has the World Juniors that hopefully gets rescheduled. Anyways, pulling up Paterka's stats really quickly. So to this year with Rochester this year, he has played 27 games. He's got 26 points, almost a point per game. So there's another player for you guys to get excited about if you're a Sabres fan. He did play 2 games this year. He didn't get a point in either of them, which is fine.
They got a lot of prospects.
Yeah, they do,
Paterka, Dahlin,
they suck
Quinn.
Again this year. I'm not trying to be offensive, but they they're not great again this year.
They have 12 wins.
You got to draft good this year. You got to try if you draft another stud player this year, whether it be a forward or a goalie I wouldn't draft a goalie. Who's that guy?
Luukkonen.
Pekka Luukkonen. Yeah, he's good. He'll grow up to be a good goalie, I think. So, I think you've got your goalie there. So draft a good forward or defenseman, and then you're sitting pretty. Wait a couple years, and I know we all said Buffalo had a future, 5 years ago when Eichel got drafted or started to play well, but did they really?
And they were in first in the league, and then
for a week and 2 weeks, and then they fell off the face of the earth again. And we didn't even mention Cousins. He's playing great. He's got Tage Thompson's good. He's having a really good year. So Buffalo's got good players who will shine when the team itself becomes better. So I'm honestly pretty excited to see that growth.
I'm not, because they're in the Atlantic.
True. The Leafs won't be in jeopardy, though. It'll be teams like Boston. The Atlantic is going to become competitive, though, because even more than it already is, because Detroit's on the come up. I'm interested to see where Detroit finishes.
I don't think they'll make the playoffs.
I don't think they're making the playoffs. So if I'm Steve Yzerman, I'm telling them to just fucking tank. Fall down now and try and get another high draft pick and just ram up that prospect pool.
Because they're gonna be good.
All right, so yeah, I know it's gonna be it's crazy. Steve Yzerman was there. How long has he been there? He left the year
Tampa won.
Yeah, he left the year. So his first season with Detroit was the first year Tampa won the Cup. So he hasn't been there for very long, and Detroit's went from being a bottom feeder to a legit playoff contender, fighting for a spot, which is crazy.
Like a wild card,
yeah. And okay, so that's all I wanted to talk about. So bright future for the Sabres. Obviously, it'll be a couple years before we see if those prospects all pan out, but still. So the one contract I was referencing earlier when we were talking about Skinner, and it was brought to my attention by that Oilers meme account I don't even know what his username is now, but
Calgary Flames.
It's originally not .mimamoto. He actually was talking about how Panarin is really, really, really not living up to the $11 million deal he signed, because his 5-on-5 play is bad this year. He is a power play leech, if I've ever seen one.
Like Chris Kreider.
I hate Panarin. I don't hate the Rangers that much, but I don't like the Rangers very much. And I like 2 players on the Rangers, Fox and Shesterkin. The rest of them can all go to hell, to be honest with you. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think Panarin's worth the money. Obviously, he had a great year before he signed with the Rangers, but sometimes players do better on crappier teams. That's just the way it is sometimes.
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see Eichel on Vegas because,
yeah, me too.
But God, hope he does.
I was talking to Torres today. I think they might have it in the bag this year if Eichel can come back and be his unreal
Colorado.
self. Yeah, but fuck, I've said Colorado the last 2 years. It's been Tampa both times. The 2 years I don't say Tampa, they win both fucking years. And I'm gonna not say Tampa again this year. They're gonna fucking win.
Yeah.
Again. Well, we'll save all that for another day. I can't wait till the playoffs roll around and we make brackets and we just debate them on the podcast. That's gonna be a fun episode.
Yeah.
A couple months down the line.
My cat is right behind me. Jinx.
All right, I'll let you.
Come here.
You can lead the Leafs discussion
Come
here.
here. 1 sec. He's meowing.
He
at
wants
me.
to be let in.
Hey, you want to come on the podcast? Do you hear him?
I wonder if the mic picks up the meow.
I think it is. Jinx, do you hear it? Or Jinx? Audience, can you hear my cat? I don't know. Who cares? Alright, see you, man. Anyways, the Leafs.
Yeah, I want to let you lead the Leafs discussion here.
God almighty, what happened? So, whatever, they blew a lead against Colorado. Normal. We already
Not the
talked
worst
about
thing in
this,
the
didn't
world.
we? Or no?
I think we might have. Yeah, I think we might have talked about it.
Or
If not,
then they beat Vegas in a shootout, blew another lead. They were up 3-1.
but you still won though.
Won, okay, whatever. Arizona, we lose to Arizona.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I mean, I knew they were going to lose because, it's the Leafs. Like, there's
It's just the
nothing-
perfect thing to happen.
No,
to
but
them.
yeah, but it's also, like, it's not the lead. Like, the goalie made how many saves? 50?
Vejmelka, he's pretty good.
He is for Arizona. Like, I'm at, like, he's on Arizona. And, like,
Yeah, imagine if the Oilers had a goalie like him. Holy fuck.
his stats. Let's check his stats. I don't know
Wait,
if
I'll be back in a second. You do this.
Alright,
I'll let you
his goals against average
hold
is
this for a
fucking.
sec.
His goals against. We'll look. Goalies. I'm trying to find his stats on. Oh. Here it is. He's 22nd in goals against average he's averaging 3.1 goals against, which is not bad for Arizona's defense. 9-10 save percentage, pretty good, and of course he gets.
This is who Vejmelka.
Yeah, he got like how many saves? 46 against the Leafs.
Matthew scored a snipe though.
Yeah, like once he scored that, like early in the third, I was like, okay, like we'll figure this guy out. We'll get more. We woke up, nothing, and then the Zingle scores, and we fucking lose.
My apologies. You guys just heard me ripping a paper towel. I saw the mic pick it up. I had to get this. I forgot it upstairs. Some Big League Chew. I haven't had this gum in I don't know how long.
When you play baseball. But yeah,
No,
after the Arizona game,
I never had it.
Arizona game, obviously a tough loss. Like we deserve to win that just because, I don't know, 50 shots. Like that's crazy. Anyways, and then we go to St. Louis. I wasn't watching the game. I was watching the Bills. It was just back and forth. Like it was 1-0 in St. Louis, and then went 3-1 Toronto. Then it went.
That was the definition of a barn burner, literally.
Yeah, our podcast. Then it went 3-3, I think. Then maybe 4-3 them, or then 4-4, then 5-4 them, and then we got two goals in the third,
And the Leafs came out on top.
Ilya Mikheyev with a little squeaker on the side of the net.
Everybody and their grandmother was at my house that day. Your dad, your mom, Bebby's parents.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Just why not?
Yeah, I guess I wasn't there, but anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, after St. Louis, it's so frustrating because they can't get in a rhythm. Like all their games are all so spaced out, so it's like they can't. Like,
It's so
continue.
annoying.
Like the Oilers are like that too, aren't they? Like they had a week off.
Pretty
or
much.
something.
It's been because of the postponements and crap. It's screwing everything up.
Yeah, it's like.
Which they didn't they just do the new schedule?
Yeah, they did.
I think they released the games and stuff for like the Olympic break because
Yeah.
we're using that now for. I guess we're using the Olympic break for the reschedules, which is genius.
Yeah, that's what I thought they were gonna do, anyways. But I'm trying to see. So what happened after the St. Louis? Okay,
Was it the Rangers?
Okay, they played Saturday, then Wednesday, so pretty big gap between them. But yeah, they lost. They're 3-1 again. Lose. Like, how many leads are we gonna blow, man?
Ryan Reeves with 2 goals.
That's
His
embarrassing.
first 2 of the year.
Yeah, of course, Of course against the Leafs. And also, now we play the Islanders today, I guess, because it's... What time is it? 12:30 a.m.
12:54.
Oh, shit. Oh, that's when we started. Yeah, 12:29. But yeah, Islanders... Last time we played them, the Islanders still didn't get a win in their home arena.
Yep.
So hopefully that continues. I mean, they have...
They just smoked Arizona tonight, the Islanders.
Yeah, of course. What was
I'm
the-
curious. I'm very curious to see if they could make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, could this be a potential St. Louis situation?
Maybe
Where they come up from, they were last place in January and they came all the way back.
That was
It's
still
possible,
crazy. That was
but
crazy. I was thinking to myself. I remember, oh wow, St. Louis is shit. Finally, they've always been good, and they end up winning the cup. Are you kidding me?
yeah, that was insane, to be honest with you.
But what was I gonna say? The Leafs. Yeah, the Islanders have a lot of games in hand, don't they?
Probably.
Because I was checking, and I think they only had 30 games played, and everyone else was 38 and 39, so they still got a lot.
We'll have to see if they can pull it off.
Hold on, let me check the standings. I just want to see how many points they have. Or the wild card. They have 4 games in hand and 14 points behind Boston.
Jesus Christ.
So I don't know. I feel like the teams in the East are in, I think.
Yeah, I don't think the Islanders can pull it off, but who knows, right? I mean, we all thought the same thing with St. Louis, so.
Mhm. Yeah, there's no way, but I don't think so. I think these teams in the East are too good. The West is... How is LA third?
Honestly, the Oilers are the reason why the West seems so fucked up. Honestly, it is.
Yeah. They were
It's hilarious. I was talking to you about this today. I don't think I've ever told anybody here, but obviously you guys know how big of a Zegras fan I am. And so I've started to kind of invest more time into Anaheim and watching them play. And I don't really I don't know what everybody's stance is on the second favorite team thing, but if I had to pick a second favorite team, it would be Anaheim. And I always, in the summer when I was buying a Zegras jersey, I was saying to myself, look at this, I'm picking a second team that's actually worse than my favorite team, so I'm not bandwagoning. Fucking Anaheim's better than Edmonton now.
Yeah.
It's a joke.
So now
it's a joke.
Now it's a bandwagon.
I guess I'm a bandwagon, even though I'm still cheering. I'm with the Oilers for life now. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I'm screwed. You guys, Leafs fans always talk about how they're never going to see their team win a cup. We aren't. The Oilers aren't going to see our fucking team win a cup. But we'll see.
Yeah, but...
Look, I don't want to talk about it on this episode. Actually, maybe during the Oilers segment of this episode, but with McDavid and Draisaitl leaving, do you see what Marchand said? You didn't see? Dude, he commented on a post about the fans throwing their jerseys on the ice and saying, God, I need to find what he said. I think Spit and Chicklets posted it on their Instagram. He's been on a roll recently, stealing a kid's phone in the tunnel. Did you see that?
Yeah, and the Lambo and Trocheck. Do you see that?
Yeah, we'll get into that,
He's a Lambo and Trocheck's a fucking Prius. God. The 7-1 win for Carolina.
Did you see the thing Spit and Chicklets posted? It was a building falling over and 3 support beams holding it up, and it was the support beams were Nuge, McDavid, Draisaitl, and then the building was the Oilers.
Nice. Yeah. I don't think I follow Spit and Chicklets. I probably should because they're a hockey podcast and we.
So Spit and Chicklets posted the video, and then they said we got another jersey toss in Edmonton, and then B March 63 comments. And fans will wonder why McDavid and Draisaitl don't sign back there again. Guy's on a tear on Instagram right now.
Jesus.
Or on social media, more rather. And I guess while we're on the topic, we might as well skip to that part just to get it out of the way.
The Oilers?
No, Marchand and Trocheck and Carolina going back and forth.
That was funny.
You need stuff like that in the NHL to grow it.
Carolina's always been the team to do that too.
It's actually funny. It's the Metro teams that do that. They do the social media chirping. I think when Columbus beat the Devils, they posted the jersey, the black one with loss on the front instead of jersey. Like, it's, I don't know. You need stuff like that. Like, that's engage the fans.
I think, and also the Metro is like the closest like division. Like, all the teams are pretty close. Yeah, like New York, New Jersey, Washington, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh.
It's all right next to each other.
Like, they're all right there.
Yeah.
While you have the Leafs and then Florida, like all the way down there.
And then you've got like. Actually, I guess the Pacific's not too bad.
They're all like right on that.
They're all kind of close. Calgary and Edmonton are sort of the oddballs because they're right in the middle of Canada. Mm-hmm. But
who else? Well,
anyways,
Pacific, Central.
The Central's not too bad.
I mean, Winnipeg pretty close and then like together. Dallas.
Like, yeah, okay, like fair. It's always the Canadian teams that screw it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But still, Buffalo and Tampa, like Jesus.
Yeah, that's far.
They should have had like wait, did I say Boston in the Metro?
I don't know.
I don't know if I did, but no, I don't think I did. But whatever.
Boston's pretty close to the Metro team.
They are, yeah. They should have had like. Never mind. I was gonna say because like, instead of having Tampa in the Atlantic, like have them in the Metro, it's kind of like closer than like. Boston, Buffalo, Toronto, Montreal, Ottawa. Like, I don't know. But what anyways.
So essentially for those of you who didn't see, I don't know how you would have missed it, but I guess Marchand and Trocheck were chirping each other on the ice. And I don't really know what was said, but I'm pretty sure Trocheck asked Marchand if he's calling him a rat.
No. Responded, a reporter said something about like, do you how do you compare your game to like Marchand? And he said, you calling me a rat?
And he said, are you calling me a rat? And then Marchand responds saying that's like comparing a Lambo to a did he say a Lambo to a Prius?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Marchand got hammered by Carolina. Was it by Trocheck?
Yeah, and then Carolina's like, that's what happens when you
tweeted. That I saw.
That's what happens when a Prius hits a Lambo.
But before that, Marchand responded to Carolina saying, "You guys are the reason we still pay 20% in escrow." And for those of you who don't know what escrow is, escrow is the money. Let me look it up. I'm pretty sure escrow is the money that teams have to pay because there's some teams that are not contributing because they don't sell tickets. And, I mean, Carolina in the playoffs sells, but in the regular season, people don't. Okay, so for the NHL, that means escrow is a safety net for when revenue forecasts are off and the players get larger than a 50-50 split because of their contract money due. So it's essentially players paying escrow. They lose more of a percentage of their contract.
I still don't really understand.
Contract, excuse me. But, yeah, Marchand just on a roll on social media. And this is not the first time. Remember when he got into a legit argument with somebody about some guy on Instagram was chirping him, and he actually responded to the guy and was
like a real guy, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a random guy.
God. Marchand's a character, man. If you don't like Marchand, you're
a Leafs fan or
or a Habs fan.
Yeah. I mean, I would love him on my team.
Don't like him. That's what everyone says. All right. I guess we'll move into my team now. This is like the third or fourth time we've talked about the Oilers on this podcast, like in a 6. What the hell should they do sort of manner. But
there's nothing else to really to say. Like I feel like we can just talk about like just the coach.
But it's more so how things kind of evolve as the weeks go on because you start to hear new rumors and things. But I want to break it down. So I've already told you and a couple of my other buddies, apparently, word is that if the Oilers lose to Calgary, I guess tonight, but like in the game tomorrow evening, Dave Tippett will officially lose his job if we lose to the Flames. I hate the Flames. They're my least favorite team in the NHL. I'll be rooting for the Flames tonight, let me tell you that. And that's what we were mentioning. So the Oilers meme account, he actually changed his account to Calgary Flames fan 2006 or something like that. He's he's bandwagoning to Calgary for the day because he wants Tippett to get fired. And the first thing he posted was a montage of Calgary scoring with the caption, "It was in, it was in." Because remember how Calgary fans still think to this day that the puck was in? Yeah.
I think it was.
I don't know. I think it was, to be honest. Tampa wouldn't have had a cup win if it was.
No.
You know, Calgary's the only team besides Vegas in the NHL history to never have a top 3 pick in the draft.
Really?
Yeah. Even Seattle's had one already.
Yeah. Jesus.
But yeah, so Tippett being fired is like the first thing the Oilers can do, like the quickest thing. It's not like an immediate fix, but it would help us a little bit, I hope, I think. And apparently we have like full-on nosedived into the goalie market to see if we can score a goalie that's a significant improvement. I've heard that Korpisalo, Holtby, Khudobin, God help me, even guys like Fleury. Like Fleury's the price for Fleury might be pretty high, but at the same time,
I feel like
I'm willing to pay the price, I guess.
Yeah.
Ken Holland said he doesn't want to move our first-round pick until we're higher in the standings. But, Ken, we're in an endless cycle. If we don't get a goalie, we're never going to rise in the standings. So you're never going to move that first-round pick. So either you move the first-rounder. What's wrong?
Here, my Mac. We're on Zoom. My Mac's at 10%. You can here. Just tell me right now. Like
yeah. I'll run the show here for a bit. All right. Try and put your mic down quietly, gently there. You don't want to hurt people's ears.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever. All right. I'll be back.
All right. Anyways, what I was saying. So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like teams like that, you know, the Oilers are talking with in terms of like, you know, trade discussions with Edmonton, like, they understand that Edmonton's desperate for either a defenseman or a goalie or whatever it may be. I think that they're gonna be like, you need to give us your first round pick if you want to acquire this goaltender or this defenseman. They're gonna take advantage of the Oilers' desperation, and it's a smart play from a business perspective. But Ken Holland needs to. I mean, look, I don't like Ken Holland all that much, but I definitely agree with him on holding that first rounder until. We are higher up in the standings. But again, like I was saying, it's going to be tough to rise in the standings without acquiring one of those missing pieces that the Oilers don't have. I hate on Darnell Nurse a lot, but at the end of the day, he's still our best defenseman. But Darnell Nurse he shouldn't be. In my opinion, the Oilers need to find a defenseman that's either just as good as him or better, and that's tough to do. Jacob Chychrun would honestly be a guy I would really like to acquire, but at the same time, I wanted to mention this actually, Jeff Merrick and Elliot Friedman have a podcast, and they were actually talking about sort of an example of what the asking price is for Chychrun, and they use the Panthers as an example. Apparently, the Panthers would have to give up Spencer Knight, Anton Lundell, and a first-round pick for Jacob Chychrun. So if you want to compare that deal to the Oilers, their deal would look something probably like Dylan Holloway, and then either Broberg or Bouchard plus a first rounder for Chychrun. So it's not worth it in my eyes whatsoever to acquire Chychrun. I don't really think defense is something that we need to immediately fix because we have defensemen in the system already that are good enough to be like star defensemen in the NHL in a few years. Like Philip Broberg is our best prospect right now. So I'm pretty excited to see if he can maybe get a chance to come back up to the NHL maybe before the year ends. If not, he'll definitely be a full-timer next year, I think. And then Dylan Holloway is a pretty exciting young prospect. I hope he gets a chance to see some NHL time this year as well, but we'll have to see how his AHL year goes. I think he's starting out there in a week or so we'll see. But yeah, immediate fixes would be firing Tippett and then acquiring a goalie. Literally any goalie would work. Like any goalie is better than Koskinen and Smith, so you know, the Oilers really can't go wrong, I don't think. But in terms of forwards, like, it would be great to acquire another guy to give McDavid and Draisaitl some help. Like, that was what Zach Hyman was supposed to be, but he hasn't really panned out to be what I would have liked him to be. But I don't know. I'm not too. I know people always talk about how crappy our depth is, but that's like the least of our concerns right now. I think we need to I think that if we have good goaltending, our depth players will start to perform better because they're not so concerned about making sure the other team can't get a fucking shot on net because they're afraid it's going to go in. So I feel like with the goaltending issue being fixed, that'll kind of make everybody play better. So I don't know. I guess it's trust the process, but that's what everybody always says.
I feel like they need like a new voice, like Vancouver. Like they got a new voice and they started playing better. Like,
yeah, the coaching change needs to come. I would love the GM to be fired, but I can't see it happening.
This guy's lost 13 straight games behind the bench.
It's brutal. I don't understand how he hasn't already been fired. Blowing a 3-1 lead to the Sens. That to me is the cutoff point. Like, he can't still be around after you blow a lead like that, in my opinion. But whatever. It's not my decision to make, I guess, which is the unfortunate thing. But we'll see what happens tomorrow if the Oilers can. The fucking Oilers are gonna win tomorrow. Their first win in the month since fucking December 2nd.
They're gonna dominate them. They're gonna kill them,
and they're gonna win. They dominated Florida yesterday. We had 40 shots on net. Florida had like 18. Yeah. We lost fucking 6-0. God help me.
Koskinen.
Like, holy man.
But yeah. What now?
But yeah, that's it. I'm curious how many more of these Oilers segments we'll have to get through before they're actually good again. We'll see.
Like, ever since we started this podcast, they've been shit.
Yeah. It's jinx. Maybe it's a jinx.
Well, no, actually, I mean, when we started it, they won.
They were they were coming off a 6-game losing streak. All right, so I have Instagram posts written down, but it's more like news. So the Blackhawks, I guess, have started revealing some information in terms of, like, their trades and what they're willing to do because the deadline's coming up. So I think they said that they're willing to move Fleury, but a first rounder is more than likely going to need to be a part of the return, which I kind of expected. And the Blackhawks have 3 untouchable players on their team, players that they will not discuss about in trade. Jonathan Taves, Patrick Kane, and Seth fucking Jones. Look, I understand that Taves and Kane, I don't know if they want to stay in Chicago, but I can understand why the management wants them to stay because I feel like it's only right that they end their careers in Chicago. Seth Jones, I mean, I don't know if you'd have any luck finding a team that would want to take on his contract, but even if you could, I don't know why he would be untouchable.
Like, I don't know.
Yeah, he's so shitty, man.
Like,
God, I wish we had our podcast going when I wish that podcast was already going back when he signed, because fuck. I would have had an hour-long segment telling you guys why that was a terrible idea. Seth Jones is fucking terrible. He was terrible in Columbus. He's even worse in Chicago. And they gave him a $9 million deal, and he fucking ruined the D market. He ruined it big time.
9.2 or something?
Something like that. But he ruined the D market big time. Nurse signed an $8.25 million deal. Like, what the fuck, Ken? Makar is worth it. Fox is worth it. But think about it. If Seth Jones signed like for $7 million, how different do you think the defensive market would be? Like, Makar and Fox and all these guys probably wouldn't have signed for as much money as they did.
Like, that's like $9 million for that.
Yeah, like at least Makar's worth it.
How much is he making?
It's like $9 million, I think, too.
What about Fox? 9?
9. Fox was first, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'd pay them. I'd pay those guys. Morgan Riley, what is he at? 5?
Is it? Yeah, but is it 8 years?
7. Is it 7?
Let's see. Let's look it up right now. Is it an 8-year deal?
Yeah, wasn't it like 7 mil, 8 years or something?
Let's see. So he's only making $3 million right now.
What?
Until the end of this year. So he signed an 8-year, $60 million deal. So what's the math on that? I don't even know.
9? 8.5?
Yeah, I'm gonna look at this article. It's The Athletic. Did they let me read their? It's 7.5.
Oh, right, 7.5. Yeah.
So that's not terrible, but 8 years is gonna hurt in a little bit. I think, kind of like Hyman. I mean, Hyman's already sort of hurting, but I feel like he's just in a slump because the team around him's not playing well. Like, it's not like he's a game changer.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if Chicago, like the fact that DeBrinket's not an untouchable in Chicago is crazy to me.
Hell, yeah, how old is he? Like
He's their
25?
he's their best fucking player. I think he's a year younger than McDavid, or maybe he's his age or something. But I don't know. That's insane to me.
I feel like doing these podcasts this late, not a good idea. I'm fucking tired.
You're exhausted.
But too much pond.
It's 45 minutes. We're almost there. If we can rush through everything, we'll get to an hour.
Like we'll do the award. We got the awards, the halfway point awards.
It's just yeah. Well, we need to talk about the Habs. We know how shitty they are. The Habs suck, man.
8-25 and something.
I hope you guys get the first overall pick and take right. I'll fucking laugh. I'll laugh. Shane, I want you to go first, only if it's Montreal. If you're listening.
Savoie.
So it's actually Savoy.
Savoy?
I'll give credit to Adrian Rebello, Rebs. He chirped me about saying Savoie. The correct pronunciation is Savoie, but because he's not from Quebec, it's Savoy.
Where's he from?
Whatever. I think he's from Western Canada, like somewhere over there.
Like Alberta?
Maybe. He could be from Winnipeg too. I don't know.
Yeah, who cares? Who cares?
Let's see. Anyways, awards. Yes. So we did tease our mid-season awards. We were gonna do.
tease.
Yeah, he's from St. Albert, AB.
Yeah.
So yeah. I guess really quickly, the last thing that was on our list, Byfield had his season debut yesterday against the Avalanche. Invisible. It's not Halloween, Quentin. You don't have to be a ghost. I hate Quentin Byfield. I don't hate Alex Turcotte, but I'm starting to realize that the Kings taking him at 5th was a fucking disaster of a pick. Could have had Zegras, could have had Cousins. The list goes on. They could have had Broberg. Literally every guy after fucking Turcotte would have been a better pick.
Undrafted guys.
But
5th.
yeah, I don't know. I don't see any. I think Byfield was just a case of because he was 6'3" or however tall he is. He was just towering over all the other guys in the OHL, and it really helped him pad his stats. And now when everybody sort of catches up to him, and now he's playing in a league where all the guys are average 6'3", he's just really nothing special. Even Lafreniere is a big disappointment.
And he's also young. Like, I don't know. They're both young.
Yeah, sure. I'm judging. Maybe
injured.
I'm judging the guy a little too harshly, but
He was injured,
injury
wasn't he?
prone. He's gonna be injury fucking prone, not just injured.
Yeah.
Injuries have been screwing him up for a long time. It's not just like a normal thing.
Yeah.
But we'll see. All right, mid-season awards, and then we're wrapping this thing up because I'm tired too. I've been up since like 6 a.m.
Jesus.
So I'm exhausted. But all right, mid-season awards. We did our quarter seasons back. Was it the first episode or the second?
I'm gonna
First
pull
one, I
up.
think, right?
Let's say what we did before.
All right, yeah. We didn't. Okay, so we added the Selke trophy to the half season, so we don't have a Selke winner from last time. But my award winners for the Calder was Lucas Raymond, the Hart was Ovi, the Norris was Makar, and the Vezina was Campbell.
Oh,
So,
mine.
that's
I'll say mine. My heart was Draisaitl, Calder, Raymond, Norris, Makar, and Vezina Campbell. Basically the same thing.
So we pretty much had the same thing.
Wait, well, who's your heart?
Ovi.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So let's move into the half season awards now. How things have maybe changed, maybe they haven't. So for Calder, I do have Trevor Zegras now. I actually think that Sider is my number 2. I think look, don't get me wrong, Raymond's good, but Sider's like 4 or 5 points behind Zegras as a defenseman. And That's pretty fucking
I mean,
insane.
Raymond still has more points.
Does he?
Yeah, but
He also has more games played, though. I think his points per game is worse than Zegras'.
I have Zegras also, and I think Raymond's probably still my second. I had Raymond before, for the quarter season awards, but now I got Zegras. He's just been.
So we have the same thing so far. Nothing crazy. For the Norris, I think the undeniable choice is Cale Makar, but I'd like to see if you have a different one.
Yeah, mine's still Makar, but I said Fox.
Yeah.
Fox is right there too.
Fox is my number 2 as well. Yossi's my 3. I think that might be the exact. No, I had Ekblad in my top 3 last time. Ekblad's still up there, but I don't. I
think
don't
I said.
But Makar's on another level right now.
Makar, like Hedman and Yossi last time or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But Fox is there now, like 100%.
Yeah, Makar is just on a completely different plane of existence at the moment. Like it's not even. He's honestly, Makar right now is better than like any stage of Erik Karlsson we ever saw. The only debatable one is like the 2017 Karlsson where he was unbelievable that year. But like Makar's already almost at that level. Vezina, we have Igor Shesterkin. I have changed it from Jack Campbell. I think that the recent turmoil that Campbell's been going through,
that's what I was thinking.
Slightly bumped him down. But I still think it's a very close race, and that I think that'll definitely change like as we go towards the 3/4 way.
Mark. I said Campbell still, but I was debating Shesterkin. Like that's what I was thinking. Like I was like before the episode, we made this list because we kind of forgot.
We forgot to put our list together, so we did it right before the episode.
But yeah, I was thinking Shesterkin or Campbell. Shesterkin's right there behind him, so.
Yeah, they're 1 and 2. They're the 1 and 2 anyways. It doesn't. I feel like those are the 2 right answers.
Or Jari's also.
Jari's up there too.
Surprisingly.
Frederick Anderson. Yeah. Who knows?
There's a lot, but I think Campbell still just because he's still like an underrated goalie and like he's doing all this, but he's kind of fallen off recently. But I don't know. There's still lots.
I think he'll get his shit together. I think he'll be all right.
Yeah.
All right. Hart Trophy, I still have it as Ovechkin. Especially now, the way Draisaitl and McDavid have been playing recently and the way the Oilers have been playing. I mean, you can't give the Hart Trophy to a guy who plays on one of the worst teams in the league. I guess you could, but...
I switched mine to Ovi, too. I had Draisaitl
I think Ovi's just having a crazy year.
But, yeah. Ovi, he's old. Like, he's not, like... I mean, he's not old, but, like...
But 30. He's not like 25, 24, 26 like those 2 guys are.
No, yeah, he's like 35 or something, and he's first in goals. Like I don't know, like he deserves it. I think at this point.
All right, for my Selke, I actually have Austin Matthews written down here.
Same.
I don't know who else is even up there, to be honest with you.
It's always Nick Kopitar and Bergeron. Like, I don't know.
I actually think Nick Suzuki should be a finalist this year. Despite how crap Montreal's been, he's like the only guy that tries.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I would give him a little bit of credit, but I think Matthews should finally win the Selke.
Everyone made fun of Matthews' defensive game, but, like, recent years, like, he's been...
I never understood that. Was he really that bad at defense?
Yeah, he was pretty bad. I mean, his first year or 2, he was kind of shit at D, but his D's just so good. He's got a great D. No, but he's just strong now, and he's older. I don't know. He's just been he's a more complete player, and it's good to see.
Yeah, McDavid and Draisaitl have grown a little bit defensively, not to the level of Matthews, but McDavid was a top 5 defensive. No, okay, wait, whoa. I'm not gonna get ahead of myself here. McDavid was a very good defensive forward last year.
Oh fuck! I just dropped my phone. I just dropped my phone. I don't know if that was horrible on the ears.
We can turn it down probably.
Russo's gonna edit this.
What time is it at?
54.
54 minutes. So I'll tell him to keep an eye out. But yeah, so we thought we'd hit off the mid-season awards.
What else? The Rocket. Who do you think?
Oh yeah, for the Rocket. I mean, the Rocket you don't vote on, but as of right now, Ovi wins. But it's kind of a tight race. I mean,
I think Matthews,
Draisaitl, Kreider, Kreider, God help me.
We were just ripping him, and then he gets it.
Yeah, we were ripping him last
were.
week. Yeah, me. I don't know. Yeah, I think Matthews will end up with it, to be honest. Ovechkin, I don't know, actually. Man, it's tough.
I hope he breaks Gretzky's record.
Me too, so bad. It would be so cool.
Yeah.
Like Gretzky, of all of the like goats in sports, Gretzky was always the one that seemed like his records were so untouchable. Goals seem pretty touchable now. Ovi's creeping up on that one. So
700.
Over 700.
Yeah, in the 700.
I don't know. He's somewhere around there. It should take him probably 2-3 more years if he can continue at this pace, which I think he can. I mean, he obviously seems pretty determined to get this record. So I feel like he'll continue to play like this.
What? Ovechkin's fourth.
Fourth on the leaderboard? Who's ahead of him?
Yager.
Oh, fuck. And
Gordie Howe and Gretzky.
Oh, shit. Yeah, Gordie Howe, that makes sense, actually.
He's at 757. Yager's 766. So he just needs 11 more, or 9 more.
He'll definitely get that.
Or 10 to pass him. And then he's got to get to 801, Gordie Howe. And then 894.
Okay, so let's do the math here. So he needs 10 more goals to pass Yager, which puts him at, 767?
Yeah, if he gets 10.
Okay, and then he needs to get to 801. So that's like just over 30. Or am I crazy?
Yeah, like 30.
Or is it just over 40?
No, it's like mid 30s. So that's like another year.
So that's well, we still got half a year left. So he'll probably score another 20, 30 goals this year.
This year, he'll probably get like 40,
20, 30 goals in the 40s for sure. So you think about that, he'll blow Yager's record out of out of the water by the end of the year. Albeit nothing happens. But then you tack on an extra 20 goals to that, or 10 goals, 15 maybe, and he's chipping into Gordie Howe's spot as well. And then if he can have another decent year next year, holy fuck, that's insane, man.
93, Jesus, Gretzky.
That's
chill out, dude.
He needs to have two more 40, 50 goal years, and then he has to have 1 year where he scores 15 goals. 10 goals,
or he gets
15 goals.
3 30 goals.
50, yeah, true. It's definitely possible.
It's gonna be in 5 years, or 4.
How old is
5
he?
years.
35.
Yeah, I think he's 34.
He'll play. Ovechkin will play until he beats it. I firmly believe he will play until he beats the record. However long it takes.
Imagine 900 goals. Wow.
That'd be sick. Score 900 goals and then end your career at 900. No one will ever beat that. Nobody. You say that. I bet you people were saying back. Yeah, people back in the day probably said no one's ever beating Gretzky's record, and now Ovi is so close.
But so far, literally, he beat Gordie Howe. He still need 92 more goals.
Yeah, that's insane, man.
And
that's insane.
And Ovechkin's pretty old, so he's just gonna slow down. So it's
let's take a recent example. Steph Curry became the all-time 3-point shooter in the NBA like a month ago.
Yeah, I mean that's good accomplishment, but it's
that's pretty crazy. But how substantial of that is an accomplishment in the NBA?
I mean, I feel
it's more so the fact that Steph Curry did it so. How old is Steph Curry?
I don't know. He's in his 30s, 33, but
Oh, so he's kind of close.
He did it in way less attempts.
Time, yeah.
And yeah.
Exactly.
That's
There's
crazy.
no record. There's no record that's as substantial. I mean, nobody will ever beat Gretzky's point record.
That's the
that's
point.
Impossible.
The point, listen to this.
How many did he have? 2,800.
2857.
Holy shit.
And then the next one, 1921.
Who's the closest modern day player? Who's the closest active player?
Active player?
Not Yager.
Joe
Fuck
Thornton.
Yager. What's he at?
1535.
Fifth. Oh, what's he at on the ranking?
He's 12th. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And then
But man,
next?
that's not because he's fucking like obviously Joe Thornton's great.
Ovi's the next guy after him.
Actually,
At 24th.
he's got more points than Crosby.
Yeah, he's got 20 more.
Actually, I guess that makes sense.
20 more.
Only 20, and Crosby had all those injuries. People actually think Ovi was better. Are they fucking baked?
And Mary Lemieux played 915 games, 1,700 points.
There's your guy that would have beat Gretzky.
Yeah.
He would have done it. I'm
Gretzky,
convinced.
He played 500 and something less than Gretzky.
The Gretzky? Okay, so let's think. What was Lemieux's point per game? Tell me the numbers.
Points.
How do I even do this again?
So he had 17, 23 points in 915 games. Just divide.
He had a 1.88 points per game. So you said he had 500 more games?
Yeah.
Give or take?
Yeah, like 500 and...
What do I do there? 1.88 times 500?
I guess, yeah.
Let's see what that gives me. 940. So if Lemieux could actually keep that pace he would have gotten there practically.
No.
Kind of. What was the gap? He was at what? 1723. So he was like 100 short.
To 28.57.
Yeah, okay, so he was kind of close. Almost there.
Yeah.
Almost. Not there, but you got to think about it though. That's just based on that like trend. It's possible that he could have had 1 year where he had 6 fucking points a game and he just absolutely tore it apart. But I don't know, man. Like, I wonder how long it'll take McDavid to get up to that type of
How
get on
many
that.
points does he have? Wait, so hold on. So it goes.
He's got over 600.
Crosby. So Ovechkin 24, Crosby 27th. Then the next one, Patrick Marleau says right here at 50.
Yeah, but here's a difference.
Like, Jesus.
Marleau and Thornton are like 40, and they're only up there because they've been playing for so long. Crosby and Ovechkin are just gross. Like, they're still old, but they haven't been around as long as those guys have.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Thornton got drafted in 97. Crosby got drafted in 05.
Thornton's 6 years older than Ovechkin.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, only 6. And he's 8 older than Crosby.
I saw a Speaking of Joe Thornton, I saw a TikTok about him. You know how Joe Thornton did that like naked photo shoot with Brent Burns, and then he also did that weird one with the Leafs.
Marner.
Yeah, someone. I saw a TikTok. It was like when Joe Thornton scores the Stanley Cup winning goal with the Florida Panthers, and then it was like a fan in the crowd, and he's like, "Oh no, he's pulling his cock out."
Yeah, I saw that. No, I didn't see
so
it, but I've
true,
seen that
dude.
sound, and yeah.
Man,
I saw
Joe
one.
Thornton, bro.
I'm trying to think of other ones that I saw of that, but I think they're too like offensive. I don't know if I should say it.
Yeah, you gotta be so careful nowadays.
I don't know. Should I say it?
I don't
know.
I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. The SJWs would come marching in
Yeah. God.
like an army. That would get us views. Maybe we should say it. They say any publicity is good publicity. It doesn't matter if it's bad publicity or what.
So I'll just
Anyways.
say it. I'll just say it. It was it's not like that bad, but it's like you're teaching like a foods class, and like you're dealing with like pots and pans, and it's like when you're teaching the pansexual kid, and it's like, oh, he's pulling his cock out. Like,
Oh
my
man,
God,
that is lethal.
that's funny, but like that's terrible.
Alrighty, we have hit the 1 hour, 4 minute mark.
Hot finish to that.
Yeah, interesting ending. We are both exhausted, so we're gonna call it here for episode 6.
It is 1:33 a.m.
1:33.
interesting time.
Okay.
But
Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Charna, you're the plug for the social media, so I'll let you do that.
yeah, make sure to check out our TikTok. I feel like nobody's really watching our videos from here.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Like,
I mean,
like look at our TikTok from here.
All the social
I'm
medias
sure,
are on the thumbnail, man.
Yeah, but just look it out. Just check it out. Check out our Instagrams. Maybe if you guys want. Who cares? Like, eventually.
And
we'll get
I don't.
Bigger as a podcast.
Yeah.
But
I don't know how. I don't really know when we're gonna start getting more comments, but we are open to recommendations. So if you guys have like a specific, thing you want us to talk about, whether it be a player or a team or something, just leave it in the comments down below. And we both check the comments, often, so we'll see it, and we'll definitely write it down on our list. And if you are here from TikTok, please feel free to let us know some types of videos you'd want us to make. We've been doing a lot of those 82-0 videos, so if you guys have like recommendations for specific like challenges to do for them, then let us know, and we'll definitely do them. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you next Monday. I don't know what day. What is that? January 31st? Yeah. So we'll see you then.
Hold on. What day is it today? Saturday? They'll see us on...
Yeah, it's a 20... No. Like this, it is Monday. Think about that. They're listening to this on Monday.
Oh,
facts. I know it's Saturday now, but this will come out on Monday.
Yeah.
So we'll see you guys on January 31st.
I hope. I think.
1 month almost down practically.
Yeah.
In the new year. That's insane, dude. And now it's the shortest month, so it's going to go by even faster in February. Anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we will both see you guys very soon. Go check out our TikTok one last time. Peace.